Hello everyone, welcome to Unacademy, the one-stop destination for the civil services English medium aspirants. In this video, we'd be discussing a very important aspect for mains preparation. Yes, notes are a very important ammunition for any kind of mains prep, and therefore we'd be discussing how to make very crisp, condensed, and absolutely relevant notes for GS paper 4, that is ethics, integrity, and aptitude. We'll be discussing various questions. First, what to make notes of, which areas to focus on, how do we identify those? Second, the extent and degree to which we will invest ourselves. In the notes also, what kind of dimensions, thinking process, templates, examples should be included, and how to keep ourselves ready for the final mains preparation. Let's start with this and a lot more. In case you're finding it difficult to prepare yourself, of course, note making can be done yourself as well. The only problem is that it takes time. And sometimes, if someone else is doing that for you, the duplication of that effort is futile. Also, only notes alone cannot be sufficient because of the changing nature of GS paper 4. You need someone that can develop and instill a skill in you to think on the spot, to generate templates, to think of answers to such questions that are not maybe directly known, but you have the art of brainstorming. This is what we do in our platinum classes, which you can experience and know how do we basically conduct classes in platinum. Your mics and your cameras will be on. I will be able to see you, and I will be able to force you to answer and participate in class. We're doing the old school way. In case you want to experience this, check out the description box. A link will be provided. You can fill the form free of cost. Now, let's start. First things first, what to make notes of. So many times we are absolutely clueless. We randomly pick up a word, a syllabus topic, and we start writing multiple quotes, flowery vocabulary language on that one syllabus topic. We don't know how to break that syllabus topic into different themes. There are three sources, or there are basically three areas which will tell us what to make notes of. First things first, let me give you the three processes. One, of course, the syllabus is sacrosanct. There is no denying the fact that syllabus has to be focused on in terms of note making. Whatever terms are written in the syllabus will automatically become important. We'll have to define them. We'll have to write examples from current context. We'll have to prepare an introduction, a conclusion, etc. That is a given point. Let's go beyond. So one is, of course, syllabus topics are to be prepared. We're just discussing what has to be prepared right now. How, I will discuss in the later stages of this video. Second, there are topics that are not directly written in the syllabus, but are implicit in the syllabus. These topics we know on the basis of the frequency of previous year questions. For instance, morality, even though moral attitude is written in the syllabus, morality has not been explicitly written in the syllabus. But UPSC has asked more than 4 to 5 questions on morality. The second important aspect being, for instance, conflict of interest, a particular term, is nowhere mentioned in the syllabus. But I will show you previous year questions. And around 4 to 5 questions as well as case studies have been asked on the topic of conflict of interest. So PYQ. So the second area in which, or the themes on which we need to make notes, are also PYQs, previous year questions. The third area that we need to focus on are current affairs derived themes. How do we recognize current affairs derived themes? Current affair will just be a trigger. For instance, the stray dog order of the Supreme Court was just a trigger. That basically tells us that there could be a possible question on animal ethics as a whole topic. The H-1B tightening issue done by President Trump was just a trigger, but that can start a full theme on refugee and immigration based ethics. In the course of this video, we will dive into this in a lot amount of depth. Stay with me till the end. Now, when we talk about syllabus topics, the first syllabus topics, ethics and human interface. Now, I'm not giving all syllabus topics. We will take few examples and see how do we make notes on this, how do we break the syllabus topic. Now, first things first. A syllabus topic is just one word written. How that is to be prepared can only be done after we club the term mentioned in the syllabus and previous year questions. For example, the syllabus topic says essence. Essence simply means the role and significance of ethics in human life, in society, etc. And consequences. That means if we follow ethical conduct in human life, in society, what will be the benefit? Or if we don't follow, what will be the negative consequences? These two are to be done together because the role and significance of ethics, that is essentially the essence, can never be justified without talking about the consequences, the positive consequences of following ethical conduct and the negative consequences of following ethical conduct. This is the way in which we will design our template and notes. When we club these syllabus topics with previous year questions, we become doubly sure that the broad theme that we are preparing is in sync with how it has been asked. This link is very important. For example, look at previous year questions from this topic. What does ethics seek to promote in human life? Again, the role of ethics in human life, day-to-day life. And what are the positive consequences that it will have if you follow an ethical conduct? The same theme that we are talking about. Next, in a society that does not follow ethics, trust deficit is widespread. People are suspicious of each other. There is discrimination. There is scrutiny. There is lack of social capital, etc. What are the consequences of this situation in a society where there is trust deficit? How does ethics contribute to social and human well-being? This also becomes a question. Again, role of ethics, significance of ethics, and the consequences of it, and the negative consequences of even not having it. What we are doing here is not preparing these questions again. We are saying that we will prepare a theme, a broad theme, under which all these questions can be clubbed. Next, role of ethics in ensuring better human capital, skilled personnel, etc. Role of ethics in ensuring better soft power for a country, international relations. And role of ethics in ensuring social harmony. That means better society. Again, the same thing, role, consequences. Next, it is believed that adherence to ethics in human actions will make organizations better. Yes. What does ethics seek to promote in human life? Very, very common questions, again and again, the same theme. So with this, we have derived a certain theme. What is that theme? The theme that we have derived is that we need to prepare the role of ethics or significance, whatever you call it, in various domains. Because till now they have asked human actions in basic human life. But tomorrow they can ask you in society, that has also been asked. They can ask you the role played by ethics or significance in international relations, in media, in judiciary, in sports, in environment, anything. What we are doing is we are breaking this topic, syllabus topic. We are of course preparing the PYQ based themes. That means yes, role of ethics in basic human actions, human life, as well as society. How does society benefit if we follow ethical conduct? But other than this, we now know that it can be asked in other domains as well. These will be our anticipated themes. That means role of ethics in media. This can be asked. We will prepare this. Role of ethics in sports. This can be asked. We will prepare this. Role of ethics in politics in order to remove criminalization of politics, etc. Role of ethics in corporates, in business governance, etc. Role of ethics in administration, governance. All these domains you need to prepare in your notes. Why? Because other than the previous year question themes, you need to also prepare anticipated themes. Club this with consequences and your themes will be done. Let's understand how. For example, if you had to discuss role of ethics in society, in societal well-being, or how does it have positive consequences in society, you can write in two ways. One, you can prepare that if ethics is followed, what positive aspects will happen in society. You can also create examples that if ethics is not followed, what will be the negative consequences. In this, you can write various points. For example, you can write points of discrimination. Example, atrocities against SC/STs. The figures showcasing the rise in crime rates. You can talk about patriarchy or the inferior status attached to women. Ethically not right. In society, you can talk about racial discrimination, the certain terms used against people from northeastern regions. In negative, you can also talk about crime against humanity. For example, rapes. For example, discrimination. In negative, you can also talk about majoritarianism. Ethically not right. Just because you are more in numbers, you should not suppress the minorities. In negative, you will write that if ethics is not followed, there is herd mentality. There is mob lynching. People do not analyze what is right and wrong. They just give in to social pressures. In negative, without ethical understanding, there will be the continuance of superstitions, of stereotypes, etc. Right? And in negative, you will say a society that is not ethically correct can have various laws and yet people will not follow. That kind of an understanding. In positive, of course, you can write various things. It will promote tolerance. An example of this, for example, citizens will become more responsible. Tolerance and justice seen. You will say that herd mentality will be able to be curbed. Mob lynching cases can reduce, which are a problem today. You will say ethics will always act as a preventive force for society. A society will not require vigilance. And therefore, you will give examples. So points and examples is what you're making in notes. For example, you will write that ethics will promote trust and honesty in a society. What does this mean? You can give examples of Japan as well. A country where in case you have forgotten your wallet somewhere, be rest assured you'd be able to get that back. So you can give parallel examples, international examples as well, where you say that in countries where the ethical character is strong enough, the trust and honesty in the society is much more. Justice and fairness will be prevailing in society. Examples you can give of negative. Negative examples also you can give. And you can say that because there is lack of justice, there is discrimination. Ethics is not being followed, which is why we see cases where, instance, a Haryana officer had allegedly committed suicide based on alleged discrimination, caste-based discrimination. You will say ethics will allow for social harmony, trust, brotherhood, fraternity. For example, langars in the gurudwaras are open to all. They don't ask for identity before helping, before altruism, right? So these are examples that you can give. Again, another way to create notes is by saying role of ethics or significance in human actions. For example, they asked you this, or in human life, in your personal life. Write a point, write example. Write a point, write example. That's all. For example, here you will say it will make you feel content, satisfied. It will make you walk on the path of righteousness. That can also be given as an example. It will give you the sense of satisfaction. You can say that if people are gaining luxury, wealth, etc., at the cost of wrong things, we have seen that there is no sync between the happiness index and developed countries. Why? Because so many of those steps are done using shortcuts, unethical means. So the path of righteousness gives a lot of satisfaction to people, a sense of happiness to people. In fact, you will say ethics prevents moral dissonance in a society. Moral dissonance means even if you know something is wrong, yet you are doing it. The knower and doer split. That can be avoided. Like this, you can write various points and back them with examples. Examples of World Happiness Index, example of trustworthy societies, for example, Japan. It will be able to control impulses, etc., etc. Along with this, what you need to do is now prepare the role of ethics in various things. For example, here we have done the role of ethics in tech. Just two lines and two examples in case a generic question is formed. So you use a certain quote, prepare a certain quote that becomes your flowery language and ammunition, and prepare two example in each domain. Ethics in technology, ethics in politics, ethics in society, ethics in international relations, etc. So in technology, you can say nuclear technology. How you use technology is dependent on the ethical decision maker. Nuclear technology can be used for energy security as well as for arms race, depending on what you want to use. Biotechnology can be used for treating genetic disorders, but also for biochemical warfare. This is how you give examples. Once all these domains are prepared, no question will go beyond when it comes to this syllabus topic, role of ethics and consequences of it. Thinking pattern, I've already told you, using PYQs, and thinking pattern should be positive consequences as well as negative consequences can be mentioned. That's all. Let's come to the second part. And of course, you can use certain keywords in your notes. You can write certain keywords. For example, ethics provides the moral compass. It is the North Star. Ethics is about doing the right thing even when no one is watching. For consequences, you can say where ethics leads, humanity succeeds. So these 3-4 keywords you can also attach to your notes, and now your notes are ready. What all did we do? We took a syllabus topic. We checked how it is being asked in previous year questions. Based on that, we created various themes, role of ethics in various domains, points, examples, points, examples, points, examples, so that we are creating different dimensions, and whatever the question is, you are sorted. And then we sprinkled certain keywords. That's all that you need to do. Let's come to the next one. Themes to be derived from previous year questions. What does this mean? Now this means there are certain syllabus topics that are not explicitly mentioned, but we see that they have been recurrently asked in previous year questions. So we prepared them. For example, look at the frequency with which conflict of interest has been asked. It is not mentioned in the syllabus. But because it has come in the previous year questions, we need to prepare this theme as well. This is an important area on which you will make notes. Again, conflict of interest can be asked in few ways. We see it from the previous year questions. One, what is conflict of interest? First things first, for which you need a definition, and for which, in order to start it with an impact, you need a quote. The second, you need to do why is a conflict of interest situation harmful? What are the negative consequences if this is not being resolved? That you need to prepare. Third, you need to prepare fictional examples. That means what are situations that are conflict of interest? Fourth, you need to prepare real life examples where conflict of interest situation has been seen and has led to bad consequences. And fifth, when you need to prepare conflict of interest, is what are the steps that should be taken in order to resolve this situation. That is all. And your theme when it comes to conflict of interest is absolutely ready. Nothing will go beyond this after you have answered these and prepared this in the form of notes. For notes, there are certain elements that are required. For example, you will need introduction. So for introduction, you have kept a very good quote ready. Google any quote. You can also use AI, etc. and create a quote on conflict of interest. The quote that we can use here is, conflict of interest undermines trust in a society, the most fragile currency in public life. Very, very good, impactful introduction. This should be ready. This is the ammunition that we say is for mains. Then you can give various examples of conflict of interest. Examples in judiciary. Examples, for example, a judge deciding a case in which the person is known. Example in judiciary where a judge has gained a post-retirement office or benefit in terms of a political party. That creates a perception of bias. The examples in the private sector relating to lateral entry. Examples relating to the independence of legislature when it comes to holding office of profit, where the independence of as a legislator is compromised due to them holding an office where the government is providing them with some benefits. Give examples of administration where you are responsible for clearing a tender or giving the tender to a vendor and the vendor happens to be a relative. This is also relating to maybe certain allegations in internal complaints committee, the ICC under the POSH Act, where people who are already in the company are sitting as members of the ICC. They could have a bias for the boss or for the person against whom the complaint is made. They also have a conflict of interest. Why? Because their promotions could be dependent on the favorable relationship they have with the boss, leading to the lack of independence. These are all examples that you are creating. Please note, conflict of interest does not have to be only defined in your notes. Examples from various areas and domains should be in your notes. Then real life examples. For example, Chanda Kochar, the CEO of ICICI Bank, had approved various loans without adequate scrutiny to the Videocon group in which her husband had business dealings with the same group. This led to allegations that her husband gained personally because of being her husband, and her official decisions were impacted by her personal loyalty. Another issue associated with it. So these are the examples that you will also prepare, the real life examples. The next you will prepare, why is there a need to address? If we don't address conflict of interest, what will happen? Nepotism, meritocracy dead, corruption, the prosperity of others will be damaged, there will be reputational damage, trust in administration will go down, fairness and justice will not be upheld, etc., etc. You will give the problems. And finally, you will give the solutions, what to do. Cooling off periods, restrictions on post-retirement benefits, increasing the size of committee to decide on the matter, recusals, independence of bodies, etc. Various steps that you will add along with current examples. For example, independence of certain bodies that are also regulating the government today. Their appointment committee should not have an overwhelming presence of the government of the day. Why? So that they are not influenced, so that there is no conflict of interest. Whistleblower protection. These are all the steps that you will write in order to cater to the last part of the question. That means even if the did not ask the solution, you will still have 2-3 solutions to give. And a very good conclusion. True integrity lies not just in doing right, but also ensuring no shadow of doubt clouds our action. That means even perception, the slightest influence should not be impacting your actions. What did we do here? We kept everything ready. Now, however conflict of interest is asked, your notes are ready. Why? Again, I will give you a checklist. The checklist being, for introduction, you have a quote relating to conflict of interest. In case you forget the quote, you have a definition for conflict of interest. You have a number of points on why this needs to be resolved. If this is not resolved, what will be the negative consequences? Yes. Next, you have certain fictional examples from different domains: judiciary, politics, ICC, insider trading, etc. You have certain real life examples, contemporary examples to add value to your answer. And the last way in which it can be asked is how to resolve it. So you have steps for resolution. The question will not go beyond this. Why? Since you have prepared a broad theme, and any question that will be asked will be maybe a sum of these two, only one of them, or only the last part. That's how you prepare a theme based on PYQs. The next is theme based on current affairs. Now, I would always suggest current affairs are just a trigger. When you add these current developments and say that this can be asked in ethics papers, that is where you derive a theme on which theme will be asked. For example, the trigger becomes H-1B visa tightening. The trigger becomes the refugee crisis and various countries closing their borders for it, right? These triggers, as well as crackdown on immigration and right-wing governments forming in various countries, that are basically showcasing a backlash towards migrants coming in developed countries. Because of these current affairs, as well as ethics added to it, because this is the paper that we are doing, there can be a theme related to ethical issues and dilemma, the conflict that countries face when it comes to immigration as a matter. Please note, UPSC had also asked, in fact, a case study was made on the refugee crisis and migration in the northeastern corridor. Will we uphold humanity, or will countries uphold their national sovereignty as well as their own priorities, preserve their resources? These are dilemmas. So in this matter, which is immigration and refugee as a topic, you try to understand what are the conflicts, what is the ethical dilemma, what are the ethical issues. Are there ethical issues associated with how migrants are treated, how countries are closing their borders, how there are stateless people, how there is ethnic cleansing, how all countries together have a responsibility. So we do issues, ethical issues and ethical dilemmas in treating this particular topic, that is immigration and immigrants and refugees. That is how we prepare a topic. For example, current affairs based trigger can be the stray dog menace and the Supreme Court ruling. With this, a debate was triggered on animal ethics, animal rights. So we do animal ethics as a topic, a whole theme. The current affairs trigger can be the Aravalli issue, the Aravalis and the 100-meter height. This can trigger a theme relating to environmental ethics. So what do you prepare in this? For example, in environmental ethics, you prepare what are certain principles that are ideally should be followed in environmental ethics. You can also give certain introductions. For example, in the current COP, the recent COP, ethics or environmental ethics were also spoken about. Introductions can also be certain quotes. For example, you can say, there is enough for everyone, but when it comes to the greed of a person, then Earth Overshoot Day will keep becoming lesser and lesser. That means we'll keep backtracking. These kind of quotes you can write. Almost there's everything for everyone's need, but not enough for everyone's greed. So you can either write a current context, or you can write a quote or a mix of both for introductions. Then prepare the principles associated with environment, the ethical principles. For example, biocentrism. That means treating the environment and biodiversity also equivalent to human needs, not anthropocentrism. That means everything to be used only for humans. Talk about intergenerational equity. Talk about sustainability. Talk about principles such as polluter pays and write one examples. For example, for polluter pays, the example will be NGT using this and penalizing various companies dumping waste or water in the rivers. When it comes to sustainability, write about sustainable development goals, the summits, etc. When you're talking about intergenerational equity, talk about renewable energy contributions so as to reduce emissions. Current examples should be added to the principles that you are mentioning here. After this, you prepare a list of ethical dilemmas associated with environment. For example, environment versus development, classic, the Great Nicobar project, right? Long term versus short term. So prepare ethical dilemmas and write examples of it, and then prepare a conclusion. Similarly, I'm giving you an idea of this as well, the idea associated with what you call the refugee and immigration issue. In this, you can write about various things. For example, in introduction, you can write about the H1B tightening. In this, you can write about the backlash faced by Indians in March for Australia movements. March for Australia is anti-immigrant kind of a movement. You can also talk about various issues. For example, the Rohingya crisis in our backyard as well. So these can be introduction pointers when it comes to immigration and refugees. Then you can write about various things. For example, humanitarian duty versus resource limits. We are preparing ethical dilemmas along with certain examples. For example, here we've given Bangladesh hosts nearly 1 million Rohingya refugees despite being a lower middle income country. Italy and Greece are located in key migration corridors, etc., are facing this problem. Equality versus selectivity. Are you equal to everyone, humanity at large, or selective only to certain nationalities, religions, races? Refugee burden sharing versus inequality. Which countries are to be responsible? Exploitation and labor rights. These are all dilemmas and issues that you have written. Climate refugees and legal grey zones. Gendered vulnerability. Are women more vulnerable? These will be examples that you will write. Law versus morality. Refugee or evasion. Short-term policies versus long-term. Legal solutions and moral and ethical solutions. That's all. If you prepare this, that means these ethical dilemmas, along with one example from current affairs, and you give then legal solutions. For example, the 1951 Refugee Convention, principles of non-refoulement, etc. That will be enough. And some moral solutions as well. That means the idea of global citizens, the idea of humanitarian duty in politics, the idea of cultural pluralism and tolerance. These will be important. So what did we do? We wrote introductions that were either a current affairs context. We prepared ethical issues or ethical dilemmas relating to refugee and immigration. What are people seeing? What are countries seeing? For example, sovereignty issue, national security issue versus humanity. This also becomes a ethical dilemma along with examples. One example, one dilemma, legal solutions, ethical solutions, and finally conclusion can also have something which is of a punchline. For example, Indian philosophy of the whole world being one family, Vasudev Kutumbakam, is something that you can use as a conclusion. That's all that you need to do for these note making. With that, we have come to an end for this video. I understand doing this is a difficult process. It is not easy. First, analyze PYQs, then analyze syllabus topics, match it with current affairs, and then prepare every theme with points, with examples, with quotes, with conclusions. And therefore, in order to simplify this, we have launched the ethics batch yesterday. We'll be conducting 2 more classes that will be free of cost for you to attend. definitely do that using the form in the description box and learn ethics the best possible way to ensure that 130, 140, and even 150 is not a distant dream for you. I'll see you in class in Unacademy Platinum.